So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make a frosted top candle. I am absolutely obsessed with whipping soy wax so then I can pipe it onto candles. I really think it just takes it up to the next level. Now, this can feel really intimidating at first, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, it is actually super easy to do. And you will get more comfortable with your piping and your drizzling and everything like that as you do it more often. I am not gonna lie, with this candle, I was so nervous on the drizzle. I was like, I don't wanna mess it up. It looks so pretty with just the pipe top that I didn't want to ruin my candle, but I think it turned out absolutely adorable. So without further ado, let's dive in and learn how to make a whipped topped candle and how to really elevate your candle game. And before I forget, I did put the full recipe down in the description box below. I also put a link to my blog where I go a little bit more in depth about all the ingredients, why we use them, everything like that. All right, let's go ahead and make our candle. Let's start out by making our candle. So for this one, I'm going to fill my container completely with wax, and then I'm going to pop that into the pouring pot. And then we'll just go ahead and get this onto the double boiler and get the wax melting. For my wick, I'm going to take a glue dot, pop it onto our wick, and then we'll just go ahead and place this in the center of the candle. Now that we pulled this off the double boiler and our wax is melted, we'll add the color. And at the same time, I'm going to add my fragrance oil. And you're going to want to give this a very, very good mix. You have nothing but time. When I'm pouring my candle, I always pour slow and very close to the container. That way we can prevent bubbles or any imperfections in your candle wax. And I always like to just take a Sharpie, center the wick. I had reserved just a little bit of the candle wax, so I'm just going to make a few embeds. I often get asked what piping tip I use, so I'm using the Wilton 6B piping tip. As you can tell, it has a very large opening, which is nice because the wax can often get very hard to push through, and a small piping tip or something too intricate can be kind of difficult, so I like to use this rather large one. For the whipped top of this candle, I'm going to melt some more wax. This has been cooling for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. As you can see, there's a little bit of hardening wax, and what you really want to do is scrape the bottom. Now be careful that you don't splash yourself with the wax. We're just coming in with a spatula in any spots that are fully hardening, kind of scraping it away from the container. And because this is asked most often, this is about 95 degrees Fahrenheit right now, 96. So we're going to let this continue to cool. So it has been just a few more minutes, and as you can see, everything is starting to really thicken up. So I'm at like a applesauce consistency, and I'm just going to scrape the edges and the bottom of my container. And just to show you again, kind of like an applesauce. What I'm going to be using is a hand mixer. I'm only going to put one of the mixers in, and we're going to go ahead and start to mix this. Come back in with your spatula. Very important to be getting all of the edges. Now, as you can see, it is a little bit maybe thinner looking once you kind of mix it, and it's just getting the temperature to be consistent through the entire mixture. And just as a point of reference, we are at about 96 almost 97 degrees still. Now you'll notice that I come in here more than once and kind of mix everything up and check the consistency. We are starting to get a little bit thicker. Now, you can see right now it's not holding any shape, so it is not ready. What we need is, we need this to be able to hold its shape so it holds the design of the piping. So this has a little bit to go yet. It just feels like it moves pretty quick when you start to get towards the end, but right now we're just not there yet. Again, point of reference, I'm at about 95 degrees. Now I kind of want to show you where we are with this. It is getting thick. If we go like this, so I'm trying to find an angle here. If I go like this and I set the wax in any sort of way, it's holding its shape. So no matter how I kind of place it, the wax is holding its shape. So that's what we mean when we say soft peaks. So if I go like this, if I draw some little designs in there, it's kind of like a frosting. This is when we want to put it in our piping bag. It's just a fine line between being ready to do it and being too cold. So as you can see, again, no matter how I put it, it holds its shape. So we will just take the entire mixture and scoop it into our piping bag. Now I like to put my piping bag in a mason jar. It just makes it a little bit easier to get it in there without making a big old mess. And the more you scrape out of your container, the easier cleanup's going to be. So now for the actual piping, you just take your piping bag, and there's really no wrong way to do it. So I just kind of come in and I'm gonna pipe like little blobs, for lack of a better word. I'm just putting the piping bag down, kind of squeezing. And on this one, I'm only gonna go to the very top of the candle. And then I want to show you the same piping of the same candle, just from a different angle, so you can kind of see the motion that I'm going. I'm literally just setting the piping tip down, squeezing out a blob, and then lifting it up. And I'm not gonna lie, I am very nervous for this pour, but we will go ahead and very carefully drizzle a little bit. Oh, I kind of like the way that looked. So let's go into this little crack. And I think that's what I'm going to kind of do, is hop into these little cracks. I don't know that I'm loving the drizzle. I feel like maybe I liked it a little bit better without it. So I'm just going to try to fill this up a little bit, see if I can make myself fall in love with it. Okay, I don't know that I love the way that it looks on the top, but on the sides, I love it. I also got this new glitter pump thing, so I just want to try to hit it with a little bit of that and kind of see if I like it more. Oh, I like that better. I really hope you enjoy making and using your candles as much as I do. If you haven't done so already, be sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. And real quick, do you think that this is better with the drizzle top, or should I have just left it whipped without adding the drizzle? I'm kind of on the fence on if I like the drizzle top or if I like it better just piped without the drizzle. Let me know your thoughts below.